What if one bike could handle everything California throws at you? Coastal roads, mountain gravel, even single track, and still look this good doing it. I've spent years chasing the perfect do-it-all bike, something I could ride from PCH to the Eastern Sierras, from fire roads to fast group rides without compromise. Well, this build, this might be it. This is the California Dreamin Build, a custom finished Moots Routt CRD. Designed to ride everywhere, last forever, and look good doing it. And in today's videos, we're breaking it all down, the frame, the finish, the spec, and why this might be the most capable bike I've ever built, and why this isn't just a showpiece. Look, I've always been intrigued by bikes that can do it all. For years, I've been building and testing what I call do-it-all bikes, setups that don't shy away from any road, that feel just as dialed on asphalt as they do on gravel or mixed terrain. And that philosophy is baked into this build from the start. This build is a collaboration between me and Moots. We wanted to create something that honored their legacy of handcrafted titanium frames, but with a personal twist. Something that reflects my own background in surf, skate, snow, and a little of that old school moto culture. California has always been a mix of movement and design, performance and lifestyle, and that's exactly what this bike is about. We called it the California Dreamin Build because it's not just a gravel bike or a road bike. It's a rider's bike. It's a bike built around versatility, simplicity, and longevity. Built entirely by hand in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, this frame is the product of decades of refinement and an unwavering dedication to detail. When we set out to build this bike, I didn't just want it to perform, I wanted it to visually reflect a little bit of my roots. I wanted something that was a bit non-traditional, something that had a bit more style than your average bike frame. Richard Jara from Moots took that vision and ran with it. He spent the winter during the off season sketching logos by hand, literally pencil on paper. The skulls, the checkerboard, the custom Moots logo, all of it started in a sketchbook, then got digitized and turned into vinyl masks. But designing it is one thing. Executing it on titanium, that's a whole other story. The process to get this finish is no joke. They start with raw titanium, then sand it, polish it, and chemically wash it twice to prep it for anodizing. There's no paint here. What you're seeing is electrolysis, an oxide layer created by electricity and electrolyte solution. It takes 4 to 5 man-hours just to prep the surface and multiple days to get to a finished product. The colors are incredibly vibrant and pop in different light. It's kind of something you have to see in person to truly appreciate. And here's the best part, no two frames will be exactly the same. The voltage varies slightly on each one. The placement, the finish, it's all done by hand. Those slight imperfections that you see here in the checkered pattern, all of those are done by Richard, all intentional, and I think it adds personality. That's what I love about this bike. It looks fast, it looks custom, but it retains that classic Moots look that I love. Let's break down the components, and we'll break this into 2 sections. The standard California Dreamin Build, and then I'll explain how I've customized my build, because you know I love to tinker with my equipment. The standard California Dreamin Build comes with SRAM 1x Explorer. It's my favorite group set on the market, no question about it. It has that 1046 cassette that gives me all the range I need for long road efforts, steep fire roads, and everything in between. It also comes standard with Zipp's 303 Explorer SW wheels, which are super versatile. They're ultra wide, they're deep, and they're incredibly compliant. And they're also pretty future-proof, if you ask me. As for me, I've paired mine with a 44-tooth chainring. I've added a SRAM power meter. I'm running the 45mm Schwalbe G1 RS Pro tires. These tires are super fast on pavement while maintaining a good amount of grip on loose terrain. And paired with the Zipp 303 Explorer SW wheels, it's a killer combo. Now for drivetrain efficiency, I've added a CeramicSpeed coated bottom bracket and the new CeramicSpeed OSPW RS that's specifically built for the 13-speed Explorer group. It's one of those upgrades that just adds a little more to the build, making it ultra smooth, ultra durable, and yes, I think it looks amazing too. Up front, I went with the 120mm Zipp Service Course SL stem, the Zipp SL70 Explorer bars in 40 centimeters, and Moots has built this in such a way that the cables neatly run underneath the stem and into the channels on the underside of the bars. It has the cleanliness of full integration while still allowing you to swap stems and change things without having to rerun cables. It's quite clever. I have a Zipp carbon seat post and a Pro Stealth carbon saddle. Now to cap it off, I'm rocking the new Hammerhead Karoo, front and center, crystal clear display, great interface, and seamless integration with the rest of the build. Everything on this bike was chosen for a reason, and the result is incredible. How would you spec your California Dreamin Build? Drop me a comment below and let me know. So let's talk about how this thing actually rides. From the very first ride, this bike impressed me. On pavement, it's surprisingly quick and incredibly smooth. Titanium has that natural compliance that takes the edge off of rough roads without feeling sluggish. And when paired with the wider tires and carbon wheels, the ride feels planted, fast, and quite comfortable. On gravel, the bike shines even more. The geometry is stable without feeling lazy. It gives you confidence on descents and technical sections while remaining agile enough to stay fun on twisty, single track, or fast group rides. This is the kind of bike that adapts to whatever you throw at it. It doesn't ask you to change your riding style, it complements it, if that makes sense. I've been really blown away by the ride quality so far, and I'm just getting started. I'll be continuing to test it on road, gravel, and everything in between, and I'll share more as I push it through bigger adventures. Now, this isn't a bike for one specific kind of rider. If you're someone who wants a dedicated gravel race machine, this can do that. If you're mostly a roadie but want to dip into fire roads without changing bikes, this has you covered. And if you're like me, always searching for that one bike that can do it all, this might be your perfect match. It's also for riders who value timeless design, quality materials, and gear that's made to last. If you're tired of trends, tired of planned obsolescence, and want something that looks just as good hanging in your garage as it does on a mountain pass, well, this is that bike. And for anyone chasing that one bike quiver, you're gonna wanna keep watching. Now, if you haven't already gathered, this is not just a one-off build for content. Moots is actually offering the California Dreamin Build as a complete bike. In the standard spec that I mentioned, it's available for $15,899. But here's the thing, this is limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. Each one will have a subtle differences in the anodized finish, and no two bikes will be exactly alike, making them one of one. So that's the Moots California Dreamin Build, a collaboration rooted in craftsmanship, built for performance, and shaped by the places and culture that raised me. Unlike bikes that go out of style every few years, this isn't a trend bike. It's a bike that you keep for a long, long time because it rides like nothing else and it still turns heads years down the line. And to go back to my conversation with Richard at Moots, the one who brought this whole idea to life, he said that the California Dreamin Build's visuals reflect a lot of the personalities of the people who work at Moots. In his words, they're hard charging, whether that's on or off the bike. And I think that's something that can resonate with all of us. Big thanks to Richard for those long hours spent sketching in the off season and for making this dream come true. And huge thanks to Moots for trusting me with this project. So head on over to moots.com and check out the build and all of the available options and specs. And if you happen to be at CRD this weekend, swing by the SRAM booth and check it out in person. We've got more episodes coming soon where we take this thing across every kind of terrain California can throw at it. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram or drop me a comment below. And as always, thanks a ton for watching. Until next time.